What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and today we'll be tackling part 2 of What If Vegeta Trained Gohan, since it was so well received. No need for further introductions, let's just jump right into it. Everyone killed by Frieza and his men are brought back to Earth, except Goku, who stayed behind to fight. This is where Gohan reunites with his mother Chi-Chi, who he had been separated from for a long time. So it's a very touching moment because he still loves his mother and vice versa. So they embrace in a hug. Though it's a bittersweet moment because they later find out that Namek exploded with Goku still on it. Luckily, he can be wished back quickly since the Namekian Dragon Balls only need 130 days to grant wishes. So it won't be long until they can become a family again. While they wait, Gohan talks to Vegeta, apologizing for allowing him to die. Vegeta says he's a warrior and even if he would have joined in, it wouldn't have made a difference. Gohan then pleads with Vegeta to allow to train under him so this won't happen again, because remember, one of the original reasons Gohan went to Namek is because he felt personally responsible for the other Z Fighters and Piccolo's death. In this what if, training with Vegeta would be his way of atoning for what happened. Vegeta agrees if he can find out who made Goku the gravity chamber. It doesn't take long for Gohan to figure out Bulma is the one who made it, and he put in a good word for Vegeta to train with it. This begins the on again off again training with Vegeta in the gravity chamber for the next few months. Initially, Chi-Chi objected to training with him for obvious reasons. He was evil. Debatably still is. But Gohan shows great passion for doing this, and Chi-Chi eventually agrees as long as he doesn't slack on his studies. So time passes and they wish Krillin and Namek back. But per canon, Goku is still alive and decides to stay and train on Yardrat, saying he'll come back on his own, so they don't waste a wish. He does keep his promise, but is beat to Earth by Mecha Frieza and his father King Cold, though another Super Saiyan easily defeats the two. We of course know this is Trunks, but it's a big shock for the Z Fighters. Goku arrives soon after and is challenged by Trunks to a fight, but unlike canon, Trunks manhandles Goku, easily defeating the warrior without so much as breaking a sweat. Goku and everyone else is amazed by this power, asking how did he get this strong, and better yet, who is he? Trunks then informs Goku of his incoming heart virus and the androids. He's then given a cure for the virus before Trunks leaves, though he smirks at Goku, telling him he needs to be at least this strong if he wishes to defeat the androids. Now I feel this is a good segue to see how this what if changed the future timeline and why is future Trunks so strong. Now Goku would still contract the heart virus, dying before the androids even show up, and the Z Fighters would still be too weak to defeat them, leaving only Gohan alive. The only difference here would be the line Vegeta tells Gohan before he dies: "Turn my son into a warrior." This was the most genuine request Gohan ever heard from his master, so he took it seriously and started training Trunks much earlier than in canon. Now I do believe Gohan will be much stronger than in canon due to training with Vegeta. Let me explain. In the original canon timeline, Gohan only ever trained under Piccolo, who, let's face it, only taught him the basics until the androids attacked, and he spent the rest of his life fighting. So he really didn't know how to train his body properly. Unlike in this what if, Vegeta truly taught him a proper training regimen he could stick to become stronger. It's the difference between just lifting weights to actually knowing the proper forms, eating habits, when to take a break, etc. The latter would get better results. Of course, what would really push him to greater heights was the addition of Trunks, who he was able to bounce off of for sparring when he was old enough. I do not think Gohan could beat both of the androids by himself. In all honesty, he would barely be able to beat one and would have to do it quick before his stamina caught up with him. But with the Super Saiyan Trunks by his side, who's just as strong, excellent teamwork, and the androids not initially taking this battle seriously, they'll be able to scrape by a victory. As for future Bulma, she still built the time machine because why wouldn't you want a backup plan just in case things fall through? All the other Z Fighters had died and she couldn't sense power levels, so who could blame her? But unfortunately, the first person to use the time machine was Cell. Due to the peace, Gohan had let his guard down like he usually does. He was then ambushed in his base form by Cell, who absorbed his energy and stole the time machine, going back to when the androids were still around. Because my theory is the reason Cell is so strong in canon is because he absorbed the energy of the Trunks he had killed. After this happens, it clicks in Bulma's head, time doesn't work as a straight path, since nothing has changed and she doesn't even remember seeing Cell, so there's no reason to chase after him, though Trunks still begs her to build the time machine again. Him and Gohan fought so hard for their future, struggling with the two androids. So with the addition of Cell, things look bleak for this other timeline. He feels Gohan would not leave these alternate Z fighters to die since he always talked about peace. So he wants to do what he thinks his master would, the right thing. Bulma agrees, proud of the man her son became. Now Trunks doesn't have to wait long for the time machine since Bulma has the blueprints from the old one and supplies are easier to get since androids aren't destroying everything. With the future arc explained and how we led up to this point, let's see what the Z fighters are doing back in the present timeline. Goku is of course inspired to train harder than ever due to this new show of power by Trunks. Piccolo wants to train with him so he doesn't fall behind. Although Piccolo won't admit, after training and fighting along Goku, he began to respect his one-time rival, bordering on a sort of unspoken friendship. As for Vegeta, he's training due to broken pride. He can't believe there's another Super Saiyan instead of just one every 1,000 years like the legend said. Was he not trying hard enough? He's the Prince of all Saiyans. This is his birthright. What's going on? Gohan offers to train with him, but he says he'll get stronger on his own and that he may hold him back. As the saddened Gohan sulks away, Vegeta shouts, "That doesn't mean slack on your training." This excites Gohan, who decides to train with his dad and Piccolo, with Goku happily agreeing. Goku uses this opportunity to reconnect with his son, catching up on what he went through while he was gone and if he still has a dream to be a scholar when he grows up. 3 years have passed and the androids arrive. Everything happens per canon, with Goku getting the heart virus mid-battle with 19 and Vegeta needed to come in and save the day. As for 20, he's defeated by Piccolo, who sees no point in playing dead in this what if because he knows he's much stronger than Gero. With that, the androids are gone. All's well that ends well, or at least that's what the Z fighters think. Unknown to them, Cell is in this time, though Trunks didn't tell them because he believes he could handle this alone. He also has faith the Z fighters can handle the androids. So when he arrives, he goes on a journey to find Cell, which proves to be in vain because he's able to hide his energy as seen when he escapes Piccolo in canon. Cell goes straight to Dr. Gero's lab and absorbs both 17 and 18 without a fight since they aren't activated, so straight to perfect he goes. Cell of course wants to test out his new strength on the Z fighters and heads to Vegeta first. And to say they weren't prepared is an understatement. Even with the arrival of Trunks, who sensed the high energies, and the help of Piccolo, it isn't enough to even entertain Cell. Though Cell hasn't given up hope, he gives the Z fighters a week to train for the Cell games since he knows when their backs are pushed against the wall, they'll unlock a great power to give him a challenge. So he flies off to announce his tournament to the rest of the world. Everyone waits for Goku to awaken after recovering from his heart virus and all go to the timetable to train. Vegeta demands to go in with Trunks since he's much stronger than Gohan, who isn't even able to turn Super Saiyan yet. He sees this as better training and wants to be the one to beat Cell, who humiliated him. That leaves Goku and Gohan to train when they get done. While this is going on, Piccolo fuses with Kami to obtain more power. Vegeta comes out the time chamber confident in his power and ability to beat Cell, announcing he'll wait for the tournament, that there's no need to rush or even a reason for Goku and Gohan to go in. But Goku and Gohan still do, coming out a day later with grade 4, and everyone waited for the tournament, which soon arrives. The first person to step in the ring is surprisingly Vegeta, who wants his rematch. Cell mocks the prince, not seeing him as a threat until he transforms into Super Saiyan Grade 2. Since Vegeta went into the time chamber knowing how strong Cell is and was already strong enough to defeat 17 and 18, along with Trunks, who knows how he trains thanks to future Gohan, the two become strong enough for this form to be on even grounds with Cell. The two fighters go at it for a while until Cell begins to get frustrated, not expecting Vegeta to have gotten this powerful. It doesn't help that he's mocking him during the fight, saying things like, "You're putting up a good fight for a machine, but you won't be able to beat me like that." Cell, in retaliation, makes Cell Juniors to kill the Z fighters in hopes Vegeta would try to save them and find an opening for a cheap shot. But Vegeta laughs, saying they can take care of themselves, and he's right. Trunks, Gohan, Goku, and even Piccolo are easily able to handle the Cell Juniors, causing Cell's plan to backfire, which in turn leaves himself wide open due to rage, letting Vegeta land a solid blow to the kidney that causes him to spit out 18. All Vegeta could do is laugh as he charges up a blast planning to kill Cell, who he no longer sees as a threat or even an enjoyable fight. Though Cell isn't going out like this. He threatens to blow himself up along with the Earth. With no other option, Goku is forced to use instant transmission, saying goodbye to Gohan, telling him he enjoyed the little time he got to spend with his son. He arrives on King Kai's planet where Cell detonates, killing them all. Unfortunately for everyone else, Cell survives and becomes stronger than ever, and the first thing he does is fire a death beam through Vegeta's chest, killing him instantly. Trunks retaliates by turning Super Saiyan Grade 3, but is much too slow to actually hit Cell. Gohan, who is in shock, stays by Vegeta's side, this moment bringing back memories of his time on Namek. Feeling he hasn't gotten stronger and that he made the same mistake twice, even allowing his father to die again, causes the young boy to snap, turning into Super Saiyan 2. He doesn't hesitate, knowing that he has to completely obliterate Cell to end this once and for all. With the Kamehameha clash, the two struggle for victory until Cell is distracted by Grade 3 Trunks, who's happy he was finally standing still so he could land a solid blow, saying he won't kill his master a second time. This gives Gohan the chance to engulf Cell in the blast, winning the day. Everyone is wished back with the exception of Vegeta, who is in turn wished back with the Namekian Dragon Balls, through the pleas of Gohan, saying he was a key member in defeating Cell, so you have to bring him back. Trunks goes back in time and Gohan and Vegeta have a talk. Gohan telling him he unlocked a new level of Super Saiyan, thinking he's now a worthy partner for the prince. Thus continue their days of sparring, which hadn't been done in so long. And I think I'll stop there for part 2. If you have any questions or complaints regarding this part, make sure to comment below. I'll be sure to answer them. And if you don't have questions, make sure to leave a comment on what you want the next video to be about. Regardless, thanks for watching and I hope you all have a great day.